developing the habit of finishing what you started. Finishing what you started has very little to do with the thing itself more than it does with the quality of being a finisher. It is that if you do not see things through to the end, you run into the risk of identifying or seeing yourself as a failure. There are certain people who will just not work with you because they know that you do things halfway all the time. I can promise you now, there isn't a high performer anywhere in the world who has not finished what they've started. You destroy your self-belief or self-respect when you don't finish what you started. Hi, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to High Performers, the Theater of Excellence. I'm happy, as always, to have you back here. We're going to have a good time. I promise you, we're going to have a good time. Today, what I have for you, it is something very, very, very special to me in a sense that it has always been a chokehold on me. It's something that has actually stopped me from actually, amassing the level of excellence that I actually wanted in my life. And just to recap a little bit, remember in High Performers, what we are doing here, we are building the skills, we are building the qualities that will get us to being those high performers, to being people who adhere to certain levels of excellence. As I used to say, that is the kind of excellence that will make you not be ignored, the kind of excellence that will set you apart, the kind of excellence that will give people no any other choice but to notice your presence in everything. So today, what I want to talk about is that thing of developing the habit of finishing what you started. Developing the habit of finishing what you started. How can a person have or build the qualities of seeing things to the end, through to the end? That is a very important quality, because as you're sitting now, ask yourself a question: that how many things in your life you have actually started, but they've never seen like the light of day? How many things you went halfway? Some of them you just started a quarter way and then you just gave up. You just threw in the towel. How many things were like almost done, and then something went like, okay, no, I gotta pack this one in and I'm not gonna continue with this? How many half-cooked things do you have on your table when you check? Because a lot of people have so many half-cooked things. And then now the question now it is that, what are we going to do now to ensure that we develop the habit of finishing what we started? And here's the thing that I want people to be aware of. Finishing what you started has very little to do with the thing itself more than it does with the quality of being a finisher. You want to identify with this concept or this quality of, I finish the things that I start. You don't want to be known, or you don't want to have the kind of a credibility that says that this guy, he will dump you like halfway. He won't work with you until this thing is done. And I do not believe that's the kind of reputation you would want. So as I normally talk, I'll talk from like a couple of points. So there are 4 points I would like to talk from. Key point number one, it is that if you do not see things through to the end, you run into the risk of identifying or seeing yourself as a failure. Just sit a little bit on that one. When you do not finish, or when you do not develop the habit of finishing what you started, you will identify yourself as a failure or see yourself as one. Because at the end of the day, then where are the results of the effort that you have taken? If you started something and you did not finish it, where are the results? Where are the fruits of your labor? Is there anything that you can show us that is tangible, that shows that you actually took the effort to start a particular thing? And the only reward that we can actually get is the finished or the final product. So you don't want to identify yourself as a failure, because you'll see yourself as somebody who just can't finish anything. And then as a result, then as a high performer, they are known for for excelling in the things that they do. And I've never seen a high performer who has highly performed in half-cooked things. You can name one, like, I'll wait. I can promise you now, there isn't a high performer anywhere in the world who has not finished what they've started. They finish what they started. A Usain Bolt, when he goes there, like, to the Olympics, definitely this guy has finished his training regimes. Definitely this guy has sat down with his coach and then did what was supposed to be done, and so that he could qualify. They finish what they started, and in that way you won't see yourself as a failure. The second point I want to make, it is that you destroy your self-belief or self-respect when you don't finish what you started. Because of it tallies to, or it relates to the first point I made of, you don't want to identify as a failure. You're going to risk your or destroy your self-belief or self-respect. How do you respect yourself if you do not finish the things that you start? And how do you then say, I believe in myself, but there is nothing tangible that we can see that this guy believes in himself, because of he starts this thing and then he finishes it. So you don't want to risk that. You want to develop the habit of finishing the things that you start. As I mentioned when I started, to say that it's more about developing that quality more than it is about the thing itself. You want to identify yourself as somebody who finishes the things that they start. And then the beautiful thing about that is that people they will then tend to want to work with you simply because of they know that they will see a particular thing that they are doing with you through to the end. So you need to develop the quality of actually finishing the things that you start. The third point I want to speak on is that when you finish what you started, it gives you the opportunity to develop and perfect the very thing that you have started. Think about it this way. Had Mark Zuckerberg said that, no, this Facebook UX or UI does not look right, or this design is not beautiful enough, let me pack this one in. Because if you look at, like, for instance, like a Facebook that started and the Facebook that we have today, worlds apart. Worlds apart. You'd swear that like this is not the same product. But because of the what they said they're gonna do, they started it and then they finished it, even though it was not finished as the perfect, beautiful product that we know of today. Well, I know that somebody might argue and say that technology changes, things advance, and I get it. But the point I'm trying to make it is that had he not finished that, then he would not have had the opportunity to get it to where it is today. So when you don't finish what you've started, then you are denying the thing that you're doing, the opportunity to grow and then manifest or become what it is meant to actually become. So you must give your craft and you must give your projects opportunity to actually grow and become the biggest things that they can possibly be, by ensuring that you finish that very thing that you've started. Otherwise, the opportunity to develop it or to improve it or to make it perfect will be lost. I would like you to sit on that a little bit. Think of the things that you've not finished and go like, had I finished that thing, what it could have became by now. Like now, when you look at it, to be like, okay, had now it was going to go onto the hands of people who might improve it. More eyes were going to see it, and they're going to go like, okay, I think you should tweak this, tweak that, tweak this, tweak that, and then it will be something different than now it's nothing now because you've not finished it. But look at the things that you've not finished and think of what they could have been. You will just never know. Even though it might be a thing that you might have like dumped after that to say, okay, I don't want to carry on with this anymore. But you, after finishing it, then it also gives you the satisfaction that I do not do things halfway. That is a very important thing. You want to identify with that quality of being a finisher. The last point I want to speak on before I ask for questions is that when you finish what you started, it does improve your credibility. It improves your credibility. There are certain people who will just not work with you because of they know that you do things halfway all the time. And I'm not sure that's the way you want to appeal to the people that you want to do business with in future, or people that you want to be hired by in future, or people that you want to work with in certain projects or certain important initiatives that you have in your life. So think about that. Your credibility goes up when you actually finish the things that you start. Like with us, like on high performance now. So the question is, what is the an equal of us finishing what we started? So the an equal of us finishing what we started, it'll be more of saying that the vision that we are going for, it is this. And we wanna ensure that each and every single week we give you something. And then if we do not do that week in, week out consistently so, we do not know how many lives we will touch. We do not know who will see some of the things that we do and then give that thing like the life that it never had before it got to their attention. So we need to develop this thing of finishing the things that we started so that our credibility can actually go up. So before I close off, I'd like to find out from from my colleagues in the audience to find out that if there's any question, any clarity, any remark, any comment, and I invite you as well, anyone who's watching now, to comment there down there on the comment sections with your question, with your comment, with your remark or anything. So I'm gonna ask you guys: is there any question that you think you might have on the points that I just made? It. Hmm. Yeah, 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 yeah. The final stretch. Mhm. Mm. Mhm, mhm. Yeah. So it's like what you're saying is very interesting because what happens is that when a project starts, it's more you are driven by the inspiration. You are more like inspired to start this thing because of the curiosity of what this thing could be. It's still there, it's still fresh in your head, and then you have this energy, this electrifying energy to kind of like do it. But as time goes on, things become more rudimentary, things become more of a process, and then step by step I need to do this. Things become very much there's a word I'm looking for, more like mechanical. You have to do things, so now it's process and it's procedure and it's step by step I need to finish this and which becomes for a lack of a better word you can say boring because of the excitement of that thing is not there. But what you need to do now is that you need to have that thing of the end in mind, to be like, it's not yet what I know it can be. So I need to finish this so that the excitement that I had in the beginning, I get to see its fruits. I get to see it alive. And I think what will excite you is always, reminiscing on the final product, the joy of the final product, the celebration of the final product, and then the things that it will unlock that you thought it was going to unlock. The very same energy that you had in the beginning. What inspired you? You can remind yourself of that. That is one of the like things that one should do. And the second thing, Kweku, it is that you must realize that there's this thing that we call follow through muscles, and then we need to develop our follow through muscles. So how we develop our follow through muscles, it is that we really need to be strict on ourselves, like in military. We need to be very militaristic about it, so that we can develop this follow through muscle. So, of course, one of the reasons why your energy goes away and because the inspiration is not there is because of the follow through muscles themselves are not yet installed properly. So, but they can develop, and then they can actually get more stronger. The same way you go to a gym and then you train as like a particular muscle group, and then you become stronger in that muscle group. The same thing with your follow through muscles. So you do you do a plan. Okay, every day these are the tasks that I'm gonna do that will contribute to me finishing this specific thing, and these are the times I'm gonna do it. And like in military, you're gonna follow through on the thing. It's gonna be tough in the beginning, but believe me, as it becomes a habit, then you're gonna get to a point whereby it's more of a habit, and then the muscle, because the muscle now is being developed. Because I'm sure not everything that is, for lack of a better word, easier for you now started like that. There were times whereby you were like had to drag yourself all the time. But it's not everything. But some of those things now they've gotten better because of that muscle has developed. People don't realize the fact that muscles do develop. You do develop your willpower muscle. You do develop your follow through muscle. So you need to get to that point whereby you go like, it's hard. And when it's hard, just know that accept it to be. Because of sometimes what people do is like it's like that thing of people uh, being hit by something that they did not expect. It's like, oh, but this thing is hard, I'm gonna leave it. No, but if you expect that it's hard, then it's not a surprise. It's like, okay, no, actually that's what I expected. And then when it's like that, then you know that okay, I need to develop this muscle. When you are lifting that thing that you've never lifted before, no, it's hard. I've never lifted this thing before. But you just push and push and push. Tomorrow is no, it's gonna be slightly better. And so developing your follow through muscles is by far the best practical way of going about the thing of finishing what you've started, and keep on rehearsing the end in your mind to say, okay, this is what I was looking forward to. Okay, so yeah, so guys, like don't forget, ne? Make sure that you comment there and then ask me questions, and so that I can come and then answer those questions on the comment section. I will, and then please, to amplify our conversations, just say to us and let us know what more would you like us to talk about or to talk on. So just as a reminder, I was talking about developing the habit of finishing what we started. So that's a very key thing, ladies and gents. And then just know that we need to give our dreams a chance. And you cannot give your dream a chance if you are not willing to see it through to the end. Let's give our dreams a chance. Let's give our craft the opportunity to be perfected, so that it becomes the very tool we use to change the very world that we live in. There are so many things that we can change. There is so many beautiful things that we can actually create. We are beautiful creators. What you have to remember again, it is that we are part and puzzles of nature. Us and nature are not different. The birds that you see there, the waterfalls that you see, all those beautiful waterfalls, the mountains, the trees, and everything, they are part of nature. We are part of nature as they are part of nature. So it was winter, now it's summer. So the trees were dry, but now they are alive again. They are like restored of their beauty, and which means now the same thing applies to us as well. To say that we have the innate capability to become beautiful and better than we actually are now, and but we need to inculcate this spirit of finishing the things that we have started. Let's not get to the end of our lives and think of what like how awesome our lives could have been had we been those people who don't start things that they don't finish. So from me to you, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate your support. Don't forget to leave the comments, and lastly, don't forget to subscribe to this channel as we grow together. Thank you so much. This is MT Tawani, sending out from High Performance Children.